And that's okay. Okay. All right, next song. So I have here. So this is a song that I wrote for the lockdown. I just figured I'd put it into this set, because it's in the same tuning as the last song, and yeah, it was written pretty quickly in like less than an hour. So it's in my songs written quickly set list here. I'm just gonna angle this a little bit that way. Perfect. Wait. Okay. With the world flipped upside down, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know if I'll drown. I don't know if you're swimming round. I'm coughing up alongside this cover up, no return. Beginning of the lockdown, people listened to what their government said, only to wind up living as if we were all dead, as if we were all dying slowly. I'm coughing up alongside this cover up, no return. Sitting up, rewinding facts with a pellet gun to my back. When the time came, I didn't fight it, played the waiting game, watched it unfold slowly like some military campaign. Coughing up alongside this cover up, no return. Sitting up, writing facts with a pellet gun to my back. Guns out, it's warfare. Whatever you say, you don't care. Stepping up with a pushback down. Who's fighting for the wrong side now? Who's fighting for the wrong side now? Who's fighting for the wrong side now? Alright. Let's see. Okay, so now I gotta switch keys again, or tunings, because everything else is in standard. So I'm just gonna have to do this quick little adjustment. So basically, the last two songs I was playing, they were in like D, A, D, E. No, D, A, D, E, B, E. E, D, A, D, E, B, D. That's what it was. Which is like pretty far off from standard. So it messes up every other string because they're so much lower. Especially this string. This is the worst one. now I'm back, but you see already off. Okay, that should be good. Okay, this is another new one that I did in February, but I'm gonna play it again today because again, yeah, I wrote it pretty fast. I think I wrote this one in like close to like half an hour, so I didn't practice it, but I'm just gonna go with it, so I'm pretty sure I remember it. Weather doesn't really matter when you're on my mind. I feel it all the time. Whether it's the smoke or shadow, I cannot halt the grinds. I'm leaving you behind. So if you're making a mistake, won't hear me complain. If we're better off separate, don't wanna be your cocaine. Disintegrate, 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 disintegrate with me. Now, disintegrate, disintegrate with me. Catching up cadaver laughter keeps raining in my eyes. Flimsiest disguise. Catching flies within the batter, swimming in my lies. Finding it's alright. So if you're making a mistake, won't hear me complain. If we're better off separate, don't wanna be your cocaine. Disintegrate, 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 disintegrate with me. Now, 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 disintegrate, 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 disintegrate. Right. Disintegrate. The next one, yeah, okay, so I wanted to play this because it's a song that I always play and or I used to play it at open mics a lot. And I definitely wrote it super fast. When I thought of this theme, this is like the first song that came to my mind. The other ones I kind of had to like search. And also, Shorty and Jody, I don't know if one of you guys want to go first, but I'm just gonna kill time until somebody volunteers. So you guys let me know because I can't type while singing, but
I also wanted to know, like with this theme, I find it super interesting because, like, as you know, a lot of my songs are written fairly quickly.
yeah,
So, like that's kind of a relative term. Like,
totally.
writing a song quickly to me versus Jody,
Yes.
that's a very different concept of what is quick. What do you consider quick? So for you, what do you consider writing a song quick?
For me, it's like um under an hour, I would say is quick.
Okay. So all the songs you're playing now, are they all written under an hour?
They're all under an hour. Most are from one day, but sometimes I write like 30 minutes one day and then 30 minutes like 1 or 2 days later. So it's
Yeah.
still like an hour, but I just like
Yeah, it's
Kind of
broken up.
fit. Yeah, exactly. But
That's
none of them took longer than an hour that I played today. Yeah.
wow. Okay, Jody, I'm gonna ask you that question later. I feel like you're gonna have a very different response.
I also want to know what Jody's gonna say about his fastest song or his fastest.
You want to see my dinner for today?
All right. Hold on. Okay.
Is that cake?
Cake and pizza.
On the same plate. Wow.
That's very healthy.
I just kind of gave up. Like, I'm sad, okay? I could have been in Toronto in May, but I'm just kind of like having comfort food now.
That's okay.
Also, I gotta go grocery shopping because all I have is literally cake and pizza.
This happens.
Does it though?
Yeah.
I can't think of a single time where I've opened the fridge and I'm like, my only options right now to eat are cake and or pizza.
Or both, right?
I don't think that's ever happened to me.
Yeah, it's
Definitely opened the fridge and saw nothing.
I think I have ice cream too, but that's a bad idea.
Jody, what's your quickest song? Or should we be talking about
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Okay.
That's pretty quick.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to hear that later.
Cool. Okay, I'm looking forward to this too because I have no idea what song it's going to be.
Yeah.
Because you always say that it takes you like months.
Yeah.
So, cool.
Okay. I'll shut up now and perform.
Yeah, hey, I'm just basically killing time. Okay, either Shorty or Jody, do you guys want to go next or let me know? And I'll just do one more song and then you can go.
I'm eating my cake and pizza.
Totally, I know you need time.
Alright, I'll go next. Actually go find where my ukulele is. I think it's.
I mean, I can play one or two more songs, whatever you need. That's just.
Yeah, if you want to play like two more, I need like time to figure out what
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
doing anyways.
Yeah. Okay, good. I will do two. And then Jody, you're next after Shorty. Cool. Okay, here we go. I'm continuing into my list. So yeah, this song's called Better. And I wrote it. I remember this one was like one of my fastest, super fast. Doesn't have a lot of words. Maybe what? That's why it's so fast. Everything feels better, better. Everything feels better with you. Everything feels better, better. Everything feels better with you. Take me out, outside, basking in the sunshine, soaking vitamin D. Mood swings so high, keep me at a distant time. Fine, don't rattle me. Everything All right. And I just
Please
have,
play more. I still have to work on my cake.
yeah, I know. I got time to kill with Jody here. There's pizza and cake. Okay. This one is called Falling. And I mean, some of these I don't even realize that I wrote them fast, but I can tell because I do something when I write down my songs. I always write the date that I wrote them, as long as they're like, in the last 13 years, then I always wrote the date on them. And then if I added a section that wasn't on that same date, then I would put the date onto those verses or onto that chorus or whatever that I wrote and I added onto it. So if it has no other dates on it and it's just one, it means that I had to have written it in one day. So it has to be a fast one.
What if you just edit a little bit, like you just change some words or something? Would you still write the new date or no?
Only if I actually, like, if I change like I to you, like a pronoun, I'm not gonna write anything because to me that's like I might even sing it wrong, you know.
Yeah.
But if I wrote an entire line or I changed something, then usually I'll write the date.
I usually like, yeah, actually, I wish I wrote the dates of all the songs where I initially wrote songs, because like sometimes often I'll go back like a little while later and like edit it a little bit and then be kind of upset that I don't have like a tracking of all the things,
Yeah.
because I do ideally want to know when I actually wrote something and be like, where was my head at when I wrote this specific thing, or why was I feeling this way or something, and there's no date or anything to like look at. So like that does make me a little bit upset. But if there's a song where I wrote where I don't make any changes to it, then it just has the date of that note in my phone. And so like then I'm like, oh, that's so interesting. I wrote it at, X time of day or night. And sometimes it's like 3 a.m. I wrote this song randomly and it's like, yeah, I remember that. Or I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I mean, I only started doing it because of the exact same thought that you're describing. It was like, I don't know when I wrote this. Like, when do I usually write? Like, what do I usually change? And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna write everything. But yeah, if it's like one word, I'm like, okay, whatever. I consider that an edit, not really like rewriting the song. It's just like, okay, I decided to switch that one word or like that. But if it's a whole verse, I'm gonna put the date in. If it's like a whole thing. But in general, I would say typically I write songs in usually 2 days where it's like I started it, usually verse and chorus, and then I'll finish it on another day. I don't know why. I just typically do that.
So
So
okay, wait. So do you write the the melody first or the lyrics first, or like d- is that this at the same time usually or on different days?
at the same time. So I almost always improvise a guitar part and then I just start improvising something over top and then that is the basis of the song, and then the next time all I do is I add a different verse, sometimes a bridge, and sometimes I add more to the chorus the second time.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
I
like,
always have the melody and I always have the words like right
so
improvised.
what comes first as the initial spark? Is it the melody or both? The
Melody.
melody.
The words I have to think about and I have to put something to it.
That's so interesting because it's so different from my process.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, a
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
people tell me that they write like they have like a notebook and they write things that inspire them and then they put that to music and I was like, I don't know, I just don't do that. I just everything's just coming out of here and I don't understand how, but then I'm like that's a song.
I mean, that's really cool. I wish I could do that. I think there's only one song, maybe two songs that I've written, that one song for sure where it actually came melody and lyrics together. I knew how I needed it to sound and what it was going to say.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think every other song was always lyrics first, followed by melody after. So I just find it so interesting when I talk to people that have very different processes.
Yeah. And I think you said you usually have a very specific idea in your head about what's gonna the message of the song versus I don't. Mine is
So
like nothing.
yeah. So melody wise, absolutely not. Like 90% of the time, I don't know what the melody is going to end up being when I'm writing the lyrics. I'm not even focused on that. I'm just thinking about the concept of the song. But the lyrics though, I'm strong with that. Like I want concept. I want there to be metaphors or some kind of imagery or something that I'm, doing or whatever, that I'm looking to get out of the song, like whatever the message is. There's usually some kind of imagery or something that I'm using. but yeah, the melody like 90% of the time or more comes after, and it's like almost like an afterthought, like how do I want this to sound, with the exception of maybe a couple songs or a couple parts of songs where as I was writing something down I was like it would probably sound like this, but it's like a rough idea and I need to refine it later. But that's also probably partially because I am just like new and don't really understand music theory or how notes work or anything like that. But
I don't believe that, only because I think, people who are thinking about theory and all of these things, I mean, they're not always actually doing that. Like, a lot of people are doing it intuitively. Even though they have knowledge of theory or whatever, they're not like mathematically being like, I have to sing this note because it's in this scale. I don't think real musicians are actually doing that, but it is possible.
yeah, but
Maybe.
I mean, I don't even have that under my belt, so like I'm just kind of like making it up as I go and
Yeah.
don't really know. So yeah,
That's what I did.
it's more difficult,
Yeah.
but it's still
That's also what I did when I was 15. This is how I started. It's like I didn't know what was happening, but I'm like, okay, this is now a song, right?
awesome.
So, yeah, I don't
On
know.
that
I
note,
think
I will shut up and let you play.
no. Hey, you're next, so if you want to go, you can go. And I feel like my set is just being dragged on, which is nice, but I feel like I'm wasting time. So
Play your song. Play your song. I want to hear it.
okay, thank you. Okay, and then you're next, Shorty. So this, as you know, my songs are super fast and it won't take too long. This is called Falling, and yeah. There we go. So I'm sailing out on the ocean. The waves will take me where I'm supposed to be, with you or without you. It's out of my control. Row the boat, build the bridge, so we can kiss beneath it. So I'm waiting on the lucky passenger, but they don't know, and I'm not sure. Hopeless and romantic, helpless and optimistic too. Row the boat, build the bridge, so we can kiss beneath it. I always knew that I would soon find you, but it takes time to see the truth. As it comes crashing through, I'm falling for you. Row the boat, build the bridge, so we can kiss beneath it. Row the boat, build the bridge, so we can kiss beneath it. Smile a bit. It's gonna be okay, 'cause it's not the things you say. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, that was my little mini set. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And yeah, so up next we have Shorty, who is like the master of short songs. So I'm sure she has like a way shorter song than mine. Or a faster written song, not a shorter song, but
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're the master of short songs, actually. But
yeah.
yeah, I do like. Actually, it was funny because when I was like reflecting on this theme, I was actually trying to be like, okay, what songs do I play, or a shorter list of what songs would I not play in terms of songs that were not written quickly. because probably more of my songs were written quickly than not. Yep. So I actually had to choose what songs to play, and I'm still not really decided what songs are the quickest. But I definitely have a lot that were written very quickly. So like Maria said, like probably most of my songs are written under an hour, whether that's an hour altogether or whether that's like half an hour here and then like 20 minutes and then 10 minutes or something. But most of my songs are written in under an hour of like put together time. This is literally your night. Yeah, I know. But this was hard because I'm like, okay, so what songs do I play? Because like they're all like that.
But
So
which
anyways,
is the fastest? That's what I want to know.
I know, and that's where like, so okay, so I have a lot of songs that were written very quickly. And so some of them, like Paralyzed was the first song that I wrote, and that one was probably written the quickest in the sense that that is probably one of the only songs that came to me actually all together. Like the chorus came to me as this is what it needs to say and this is what it needs to sound like. And that's not normally how it comes to me, but I didn't know that at the time because it was the first song I ever wrote, so I didn't know that every other song wouldn't come like that. But in general, they don't. It's usually just the lyrics that come like that. But this song came to me at 3 a.m. and I was like, yep, this is a song. And yeah. So anyways, my first song I'll play is Paralyzed. And I thought I had the lyrics open for it, but I do not. But maybe I don't need them. But maybe I do need them. Probably don't need them. But anyways, okay. Okay, so this song is called Paralyzed, and I wrote it in under an hour. And this is the first song I wrote. I wake up in the morning, can't seem to get out of bed. I know I need to go to work, but my body just lays dead. Na 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 na, na 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 na. My body feels extra heavy, like it weighs a million pounds. It's like I have an off switch. Maybe I'm just shut down. Maybe I'm just shut down. Why am I so paralyzed? I feel like a boat that's been capsized. Nothing seems to motivate me. I'm at a standstill indefinitely. Na 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 my mind is somewhere else, no concentrating. Can't even play this song, it's so frustrating. I have no more energy, maybe I'm just spent. Nothing even excites me, my mind is just absent. Na 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 na, na 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 na. My mind is just absent. Why am I so paralyzed? I feel like a boat that's been capsized. Nothing seems to motivate me. I'm at a standstill indefinitely. Na 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 na. Why am I so paralyzed? Body weighs a million pounds. Why am I so paralyzed? Maybe I'm just shut down. Why am I so paralyzed? Maybe I'm just spent. Why am I so paralyzed? My mind is just absent, paralyzed. So yeah. So that's the first song I ever wrote. Yeah, it was written pretty quick. So then I was trying to decide what other songs are like the fastest ones. So the next one that is probably a pretty big competitor to Paralyzed is Time Stands Still, which I performed for the first time last week, and I will perform for the second time this week, and I have not practiced it since last week, so I'll be just as bad at it, I'm sure. So the story with this song is like I wrote it right after work one day, after like a long day of work. It just felt like the hours were dragging on, and I was just like so bored, and like time wasn't moving. And so I had this idea to write the song, and the melody came to me as soon as I was like writing the lyrics or whatever. It came very quickly. And then I was playing the melody, and I was like, okay, like I think I actually know exactly how I want this song to sound. And I had like a vision for it outside of just what I was playing acoustically. Like I had a vision for recording it. So I recorded it that same night and sent it to my producer that same night. So it was written and recorded within like 4 hours and sent to my producer, and it's going to be released I think in like 2 months or something, but it's done now. So yeah, that's probably like actually the quickest in terms of like production and execution, because Paralyzed isn't even recorded yet. So this one kind of tops it in that way. So this is Time Stands Still, if I remember how to play it. But I have not practiced this a lot, and I'm more used to the recorded version of the song than the actual like live performing version of the song, because I've never really performed it until last week. And how does it go? Oh my god. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Today is one of those days that just seem to like time stands still. My body I drag. I don't wanna work. When will this be over? Life is on pause. 5 p.m. is no closer. Why is time just standing still? This is the longest day ever. I'd much more than my fill. This day is taking forever. Why is time just standing still? Time standing still. Why is time just standing still? Time standing still. Today is one of those days that just seem to lag. Time stands still. Limbo is like torture. Seconds tick by. Minutes feel like hours. This day is a black hole, getting lost in it, devoured. Why is time just standing still? This is the longest day ever. Had much more than my fill. This day is taking forever. Why is time just standing still? Time standing still. Why is time just standing still? Time standing still. La da 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 da. But as I get older, weeks quickly turn to years. There's no way to stop the clock on this spinning sphere. Can I stay in this moment? Can I make just this day last? Time is going way too fast. No way back to the past when time was standing still. One more longest day ever. Haven't yet had my fill. We all want to live forever. Please can time just stand still? Time standing still. Please can time just stand still? Time standing still. Please can time just stand still? One more longest day ever. Haven't yet had my fill. We all want to live forever. I screwed up the timing of that song so many times. Um, yeah, I
I was
don't
thinking
have
like
the chords in front of me, so it's screwing me up. Sorry.
I was thinking like, wow, your drummer's gonna hate that song.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking like it
Whoa.
would be like.
Although when you hear it recorded, it makes sense. I'm screwing it up all over the place because I don't have the chords in front of me, and the timing changes 3 times in the song.
Yeah.
So like it's really hard to think about that and play in accordance with that when I'm also trying to think of what the chords are. And I wrote it on 2 different ukuleles that are in 2 different tunings, so I have 2 different sets of chords that I use for it too, which is also more confusing. So yeah, that song. That's why I haven't performed the song until recently, because I was like nervous to play it.
Well, if I had to hype up Scott's one of the weirdest drummers I've ever met in a good way. But he plays
stop
from
it,
his
Jody.
brother's band, and their arrangements are really strange. So like I can hear what you're gonna go for, and if you ever wanted to use a particular drummer, like Scott's a very strange drummer. On what was the show I went to see you? Was that Quaker Parents or Heaven for Real?
It was Quaker Parents, yeah.
Yeah, it's a very like indie alternative type sound with weird time changes too. So, yeah.
I couldn't even tell that there was any mistakes. So from my perspective, I was like, oh yeah, it sounds good, it sounds cool. But I heard obviously like the groove switches, but I thought it was intentional. So
I mean, yeah, like to a certain degree it is, but I definitely made mistakes. But it was more, yeah, it was both in the timing and the chords. But like whatever, if it's not super noticeable, then it doesn't matter. But
we don't know. We don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely not like I would need to practice it a lot more and be more comfortable with the song to do it well, and I haven't, which is why I hadn't performed it till now. And I still should have practiced it, but I didn't. Okay, so actually, what the hell is this? So the next song I wanted to play was there's like an effect on this amp, which is not okay. Wait, what is this? Get off. Okay, so this song I don't usually play because it's super quiet, and so like it's kind of hard to hear on the open mic. But if I plug my thing into the amp, I'm hoping that it will be easier to hear it. Can you hear that? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So this next song is called Umbrellas, and this was also written very quickly. I was like inspired just walking down Yonge Street. I was walking home from Dundas up to college, and within the time of walking from Dundas to college, this song was written in my head, and then I just like went home and wrote down the words. So probably about 10 minutes, and then like because the melody is so basic, it was done in like 3 seconds. So this might be the fastest song. Okay, so this is called Umbrellas. You guys can hear that, yeah? Okay. Umbrellas in the air, umbrella colors bright, umbrellas everywhere, although the rain is light. Ooh, 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 ooh. I don't have an umbrella 'cause I'd rather feel the rain. I don't have an umbrella 'cause I'd rather know the pain. Pain is all I have, so I know that I'm alive. It's the only thing I feel, and it makes me want to strive for something better, anything that's real. I don't have an umbrella because I'd rather heal. Ooh, 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 ooh. Maybe rain is healing everything inside, but they cover their true feelings under umbrellas they do hide. Are umbrellas protection from a danger though, or are they a reflection of a society that doesn't know how to face their feelings or how to face themselves, so they cover up their weakness instead of getting help? Ooh, 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 Ooh. Umbrellas in the air, umbrella colors bright, umbrellas everywhere. Although the rain is light, umbrellas in the air, umbrellas in the air, umbrellas in the air, umbrellas in the air. So yeah, that's probably one of the weirdest songs I've written. And then I have one more that I was gonna play that was also written quickly. I mean, most of my songs are written quickly, honestly, but this one was written pretty quickly. And it's a song that everybody likes.
Is it Cup of Soup?
It is Cup of Soup. That was definitely written within an hour. Okay. How does that go though? How does that? Wait. Oh yeah. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. When it's too cold outside and my fingers are numb, it'll be alright, 'cause I got my cup of soup. Na 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 na. When it's too cold to try and the weather is warm, it'll be okay, 'cause I got my cup of soup. Na 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 na. Everything will be alright. Everything's okay. Everything will be just fine, 'cause I got my cup of soup. 'Cause I got my cup of soup. When it is dark inside my mind and my heart is frozen numb, it'll be alright, 'cause I got my cup of soup. Na 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 na. When it's too cold to smile and I got nowhere to run, it'll be okay, 'cause I got my cup of soup. Na 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 na. Everything will be alright. Everything's okay. Everything will be just fine, 'cause I got my cup of soup. 'Cause I got my cup of soup. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. 'Cause I got my cup of soup. 'Cause I got my cup of soup. 'Cause I got my cup of soup. Some of my quickly written songs. All of those songs under an hour for sure.
I always think that's like incredible. Like, holy shit, that's so fast.
So do you have like? So you said you have one song that's like you wrote in half an hour. That's like one.
It's just one. Everything else, like I was thinking about this week. Like, what's the fastest I've written? Yeah, 30 minutes is the fastest. The rest are like hours, and that's me getting lucky. Like, oh my god, I was on a hot streak. But typically it's a week. Also,
A week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, for me, I incorporate finding the melody in songwriting, cause like for example, like I like using the capo, like I try to find which tune I like the most. You know, I'm not sure if you guys include that.
Yeah, I'd say that like like I mean I definitely have some like capo frets I seem to like move towards. Like I gravitate towards capo 3 on a lot of songs. But like I don't know, Cup of Soup is on capo 5 and a couple of my songs are on 6. But I can usually find that pretty quickly. It's like I'm either comfortable on that fret or I'm not. So I move up or down very quickly. That's not like a half-hour process. That's like a 5-second process.
That's for me. I kind of debate. Like, I could sing it higher, well, or that's why I went to the open mic circuit. I'd play it in a certain capo and be like, nah, not feeling it. Switch the capo, just to test it out. And yeah,
Yeah, there's some like Paralyzed. When I wrote Paralyzed, I didn't have a baritone ukulele. So I wrote that on my regular ukulele. And when I got the baritone is when I moved it down to capo 3 instead of it being on 5, which is what the regular ukulele was. So that's something I changed later with that song, but that's just because I didn't even have access to like a baritone ukulele before. Yeah, so I definitely change it up sometimes, but in general now when I write a song, I know what I'm comfortable with, and I'll like change it pretty quickly if I don't like how my voice sounds.
Oh, actually, and one more question. Is it a particular type of song that you like that you write very quickly? For example, like, do you trend to write fast songs very quickly, or punk songs really quickly, or funny songs really quickly? That's like.
Well, I think I did a pretty good mix of stuff just now. That like Cup of Soup is kind of just like a stupid, funny, whatever song. But like Umbrellas is kind of not as much. And yeah, like I don't know, like I don't think it actually depends on the genre for me, or even like the lyrical content. I think it's just if I have an idea and I feel like I have something to say about it, then it's probably going to come out pretty quickly, versus other songs, which I do have a couple songs that actually did take months to kind of put together, but mostly not lyrically. The lyrics were written pretty quickly for most songs, and it's only the melody for some of them that took a longer time. Like Unknown Caller took like months to get the melody down the way I liked it, but it only took me like, I don't know, like a day or less to write the lyrics for sure.
Damn, that's.
But lyrics have never been my problem. Like I could write for days. Like I have lots of things to say. I think all day, every day. So I have lots to say if I go to write it down. But music, the melody is where I struggle more because I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, in complete contrast to you, I can write all day too, but if I don't like the verse, I just scrap it, do it again. Like, I mean,
if I don't like it, then yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it.
Yeah.
There's been things that I've written that don't become songs, but it's never for a lack of something to say.
Yeah.
If I don't feel as strongly about it the next day, then maybe I leave it alone for a bit, see if I come back to it later. Sometimes I don't. But yeah, it's never out of a lack of something to say, but that doesn't mean that every single word I write will never change. Like I might put a word there or a line there as a placeholder and be like, that line is probably going to change, or that word is not exactly what I want to say, but the concept is there and I'll come back to that word later. I just need it right now just so I can continue on. I don't want to obsess over one word right now. I want to move on with the idea. But then I usually come back pretty quickly, and even by the time I'm finished writing the song, I have a new word for it. But sometimes I'll come back and change it later, but that's pretty rare.
Yeah. Also, another thing that makes my songwriting super slow is just because I write, like, it's so rare that I'll write actually about myself. So like the inspiration, I have to search for it. So if I'm writing, for example, like a love song, I kind of have to be around couples or around people who are on a date, or I just need to feel like chemistry. And sometimes, like, if I'm at work, it's just like I'm not in a lovey-dovey mood. This is not happening today. I'll put the song somewhere else. And if I'm writing a song like about like working out or being intense and just angry or hyped up, I have to physically feel like, all right, let's do something productive. I have to be in the mindset. That's why like songs for me take so long, just because it just depends on my mindset at the time. Like right now, for example, I'm trying to write a song about traveling, just because I feel like people are thinking about traveling.
That's an unfortunate topic right now.
I'm doing it, but I feel no passion for these lyrics. I'm sure it'll work eventually, but like I need to hear people's stories about like, ooh, I want to go to this place, I want to go to the last place, and like, where did you like? I need to hear people's stories like, where did you go on your honeymoon? What was the last trip you went on with a significant other? I need to feel that, and just it's not happening. So I'm really struggling with that one right now.
A lot of travel blogs, like a lot of people talk about traveling, and
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not the same, but like you could use
I've resorted to that.
Yeah.
Like when I did Christmas in retail, I looked at a list of the worst retail stories people posted on Reddit and stuff.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
yeah, but still, it still takes me a long time. So okay, I've been I've been stalling. This is the only song that I've written within an hour, and the only reason why I wrote it within an hour is because it was like the best date I've ever been on, and I was just so in love and so feely and just like I was so yeah, and I kind of had the vibes that she wasn't into me, so I wrote this. And I actually have to credit Shingo, who was my guitarist. He kind of wrote the hook riff to it, so I'm gonna try to incorporate that. Keep it calm, keep it subtle. Let it sit, there's always tomorrow. God knows, can rush in again. There's nothing wrong being a romantic, just a reflex automatic. Just thought I'd be a gentleman. If you were just a little less beautiful, a little less cute, or is it just silly me wanting to see perfection in you? Oh, oh, oh. Once again, a quick to put you on the pedestal. Oh, oh, oh. Isn't it a bigger sin to keep it and not let you know? Tired of running, second guessing every other move. Someone's bound to get burned. It's like I never learned. I'm falling head first into you. Head first into you. You hold off, wait for someone special. Some better man's proved his mettle. Keep you safe, give you peace of mind. Further down the line, and I'm just a lonely musician. Only people you gotta scrape in the living. Can't fall in love, no, not this time. But what if it just passed you by? You'll follow your dreams, and they won't involve me. Go our separate ways. You'll be the biggest regret I ever make. Oh, oh, oh. Once again, a quick to put you on the pedestal. Oh, oh, oh. Isn't it a bigger sin to keep it and not let you know? Tired of running, second guessing every other move. Someone's bound to get burned. It's like I never learned. I'm falling head first into you. And there's so many other ladies to see. She's not the only. Don't have to be lonely, so unattainable. When I tell her she's beautiful, makes me so vulnerable. But I just gotta let go. Oh, oh, oh. Once again, too quick to put you on the pedestal. Oh, oh, oh. Isn't it a bigger sin to keep it and not let you know? Tired of running, second guessing every other move. Someone's bound to get burned. It's like I never learned. I'm falling head first into you. Head first into you. I don't belong here. Head first into you. 30 minutes.
And it's one of those songs that's about you, right?
Yeah.
Another like rare Jody thing.
Very rare. Only five songs, I think. But yeah, I was just really emotional after our date, and I had the feeling that like she didn't want the night to end, but then I was just too scared to make a move really. And yeah, and then like I don't know, Just she found out I wrote that song about her and got really offended, and never saw her again. That's the story to that.
It's not even an offensive song.
I was young. I was young and stupid, and I took it personally. And yeah, that song is actually kind of cursed for me because, for one, I have to kind of put my mindset into when I felt like that, kind of that young kid. And also, for the longest time, I could not sing it in tune because I think I was just so emotional over it. Like, I even recorded it, and it just did not sound good. And I still have the recording as a reminder, like, never to let someone affect you like that ever again. Like, affect your songwriting like that. And that's the story of that one. I only play that one when I'm sad. The other shortest song I wrote is, I think, 4 hours. And it's actually the Heaven song. Literally, I got so lucky. This was one of those songs where I wrote, like, middle of the night. I was talking with a friend, like, I think we were just, like, FaceTiming or something. And I told her, like, I have to go. I had a really cool idea for a song. I lived around Woodbine Station at the time, and if you walk down Woodbine, you will pass a cemetery. And I stayed in that cemetery for maybe 2 hours. Just kind of like, okay, what's the song about? What do I want to get? I walked further south down to the beaches, and that's where I wrote it. And yeah, so I was writing from like 1 to 5 in the morning, but basically the sun was kind of coming out by the time I finished. So 1 to 5 or 6, and that for me is fast. And it was just like one of those greatest Eureka songs ever. So here it is. Sometimes you forget all the lives you've crossed paths with, and pendants and picture frames, memories of better days. And then a cold wind blows, you feel empty inside. Took you all the way back to the days when you cried. Miss them the most, wishing they were still alive. And the lump in your throat still won't go down. Imagine they'll be there if you just turn around. Waiting for answers, still not a single sound. It's a long time coming to last see you again. A long way up from where I am, but a promise made will continue this in heaven. It may be rain or shine, but I'll still smile. There's a star out there up 1,000,000 miles, and it's waiting for me to last see you in heaven. We'll continue this in heaven. We'll continue this in heaven. And I long to go back, apologize for all the bad, but that's not what I need. Already got an angel watching me, but it's hard to find the peace of mind when you're feeling alone all the time. What's the point of moving on when you lose all the love in your life? Make room for the pain and still move on. It'll be okay, just stay strong in that beating heart. You know that they're never gone. Never gone. It's a long time coming to last see you again. A long way up from where I am, but a promise made will continue this in heaven. It may be rain or shine, but I'll still smile. There's a star out there up 1,000,000 miles, and it's waiting for me to last see you in heaven. We'll continue this in heaven. Long time coming till I see you again. Live it to the fullest, cause I know in the end you'll open the doors, show me the way to heaven. Find out how long forever lasts. Living now, laugh about the past, won't be so bad when I see you in heaven. It's a long time coming till I see you again. A long way up from where I am, but I promise me we'll continue this in heaven. It may be rain or shine, but I'll still smile. There's a star up there, up a million miles, and it's waiting for me till I see you in heaven. We'll continue this in heaven. We'll continue this in heaven. Long time coming till I see you again. Long way up from where I am. We'll continue this in heaven. My laptop was about to die. Oh shoot. Okay.
What a finish.
Okay.
So was it something
Yeah, right?
that someone said on the phone that inspired you for that song?
You know what? I think what initially sparked it was that I was thinking about the girl from the first song, and I was like, oh, I'm never going to see her again. But the fact that I passed through a cemetery, that's what kind of framed it into a death song instead. Because it's like, I don't want to write another breakup song. So the cemetery kind of just made it that song about death. And, okay.
I love that song.
Thanks. The other fastest song I wrote is similar to Shorty. And let's, like, Shorty, you timed your song from, like, college to Dundas, right? Similar story to you. I timed this song from Yonge and Dundas, but I finished it around Pape Station, walking. So just imagine the walking time between Yonge and Dundas and Pape Station. That is the time it took to write this song. And it's actually, I got the inspiration from this because a text from my mother at the time. She literally just said, like, it was just those random texts you get. It was like, oh, I miss you, son, I love you. And I'm like, okay, I want to ride this. And so I wrote this one. I still remember the day you walked me to school. To smile and be nice, that was your golden rule. And still to this day I wanna make you proud. But the world so big, don't know what life's all about. I know I'm not too pretty and I'm not too bright. I still know where I come from. Still wanna be the sun shining in your eyes, 'cause you will always be, you will always be my mom, my mom. I never went hungry, made sure I was fed, gave me the clothes on my back, the roof over my head. I understand now you did it all for love, so I could grow up a man you can be proud of. I sure get all the times I made you cry, all the times I did you wrong. I hope that you sleep knowing I'm well and alive, 'cause you will always be, you will always be my mom, my mom. me goodbye, and I try not to see the swelling tears in your eyes. No matter where I am or where I go, you're still the light that guides me home. Even when I grow up to be a man of my own, in truth I'll forever know that you will always be, you will always be my mom, my mom. Yeah, that's that one. I've been talking a lot. Do I have time or pass to Scott?
Hey, I mean, I feel like you want to do one.
I don't know if I have
Go
any
for it.
more fast songs to
You're
be
the one who
honest.
said, "Do we have time for one?"
I'm like, every song's at least a week.
I feel like
Maybe
you did like a mom and dad song. Do you have like a brother or sister song?
no, because I don't get along with them.
Well, a reason to write a song.
There was one time I wrote a very dark song about my relationship with my father, and it was so dark that I don't play it. Like actual hatred. Like, and I don't ever want to ever play that song ever. That one I wrote very quickly, but I like writing a song about hatred is just that's gonna destroy your soul. So I've only played it like 5 times on the circuit, and after a couple runs, I'm like, this is sending me to a really dark place. So I'm not gonna play that one ever. I think I've like intentionally forgotten it too, like deleted it off all my phone apps and everything. Okay, I'll play one more, and technically this was very quick for me. Um, it's actually the Baby Yoda song. The reason why is because there's no emotion for me personally. So literally, I just typed in Baby Yoda, and jotted down words like, oh, what are words associated with Baby Yoda, and just connect the dots together. So it's really simple. Okay, I think I remember it. You can be my Baby Yoda if you let me be a man. Though I always walk around in armor, you're still the only one that's ever touched my soul. Just a simple man in the galaxy, from world to world looking out for me. No one even knew my name till you reached out with your magic hand. I felt a force I couldn't understand, showed me this is the way. 'Cause I traveled through stars, fought galactic wars, from Tatooine to Mustafar, forged a heart of Beskar. I never would have thought, with my soul's cold as Hoth, you would help me open up, stop being racist to robots. You can be my Baby Yoda if you let me be a man. Though I always walk around in armor, you're still the only one that's ever touched my soul. I get so giddy when you grab my ball, stop mud horns, make protective walls. I swear I'll always keep you safe. Our tales will last till the end of time. You and me can save this franchise, sell more toys and BB-8. Ray's got nothing on us, 'cause our stories don't suck. Take your Sith lightning, shove it up your dank Ferrock. We'll always be the clan of two. When you go away with Luke, don't be afraid. One day you'll see my little Grogu. You can be my Baby Yoda if you let me be a man. Though I always walk around in armor, you're still the only one that's ever touched my soul. How will I get through season 3? You're in another galaxy. If Kylo lays one finger on you, he won't escape from me. You can be my baby Yoda if you let me be a man. Though I always walk around in armor, you're still the only one that's ever touched my soul. You can be my baby Yoda, oh, 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 if you let me be a man. Though I always walk around in armor, you're still the only one that's ever touched my soul. But stop eating those eggs. And there. That was technically fast because I think maybe writing time, again, 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, because I just literally went on the internet, looked for lyrics.
Also, if that's fast for you, that's fine. Like a song written quickly is like relative to your idea of what that means. If it usually takes you like months or weeks or whatever to write a song, and you write a song in a couple hours, then that is quick for you. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Like we don't have to have the same like, you know, definitions of what that means for us.
But what I think it just means is like I think I just second guess myself a lot more. Just constantly editing, like, and just like I like the way I write. Like I use people around me, but the problem with that is I'm so dependent on being around people that it does slow down my songwriting. And because of the pandemic, like I'm just not around enough people, so like I'm not able to write very many songs. And unlike you, I can't write on like nature. Nature is the most uninspiring thing to me. Just like yeah, I like rain. Who cares?
Well, okay, well, like rain, like weather specifically is like so inspiring for me, mostly because my mood is so affected by it. Like when it was like a nice sunny day on Thursday, like I was so pumped after work. I like went out on my board after work. I went busking, and I was like so excited. I was in such a good mood. And then Friday I had off, and it was like gray and cloudy and like rainy and wet, and I was so bummed. I'm like, why can't like it be like yet like it was on Thursday? It did get better in the afternoon, but I wanted to go out earlier in the day, and like my mood was so affected by the fact that it was like gray and cloudy out. So that's why a lot of my inspiration comes from that, because like my mood is so tied into the weather.
Yeah, I don't feel that at all.
But that's not an ideal thing. Like it's great for creativity in one way, but like really not in another, because like all I wanted to do was lie in bed and not do anything because it was gray outside. Like that shouldn't be how how your brain works, but so mine works.
So when I think of someone who writes, like writers in general, like what I always imagine, the stereotypical image is like a guy underneath a tree writing in his notebook or something like that. Like, would you agree to that? Any type of writing, playwrights, directors.
I mean, that's a very stereotypical thing to say, yeah, but I don't think that's ever really been my situation. Yeah. Like inspiration comes when it comes, and it's not ever because I'm sitting under a tree writing. It's usually like, yeah, like the Umbrella song, like that was me coming out of the path, because I was walking on the path from the financial district. I came out at the Eaton Center at Yonge and Dundas and walked up Yonge Street, and the rain was so light, but everybody was holding umbrellas up, and I was like, it's hardly raining, why do people have umbrellas? And then the idea came to me for the Umbrella song, where it's like, what are they actually hiding from? What are they like protecting themselves from? And then it like became like a mental health type of thought or whatever. They don't want to deal with their problems, so they use these umbrellas or whatever. But that was something that I couldn't have planned. Like I just came out from work, walking on the path, come out, see a bunch of people with umbrellas, and that strikes inspiration. Like there's no way to plan that. I wouldn't say that I've ever just gone to a park and written a song because I was planning to go to a park and writing a song. That's not how it works for me. But it might work for other people like that, but that's not how my brain works.
Yeah, sometimes I'm going to write a song and then I can, but other times I can't. But it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna write a song under a tree. I have done that. It's totally stereotypical. But I'm not saying every time I do that, but of course that's happened, yeah.
My success rate of that is Absolute zero. I need to be around people. Like I'll go to under a tree to practice.
Yeah.
Or edit. But if I'm gonna write a song, like, there's just nothing inspiring about quiet for me. Like, I need noise. I need human beings interacting with each other. So like sometimes my I remember like my high school teacher would be like, "Oh, find a nice park, write something." And I'm like, "This is hard." And yeah, it never worked out for me. I need people.
I wish that worked for me because that sounds like an amazing concept in theory, but that's never been how I've come up with ideas. There's been very few times where I'm like, I know I'm about to write a song. Like sometimes I'll just be what happens most of the time is I pull out my phone thinking I have a couple lyrics to write down, like one line or two lines or something, and then it ends up being a lot more than I expected. I'm like, oh, I actually had a lot more to say about this than I thought. And like that Umbrella song was like a classic example of that, where it's like, I'm pretty sure I have a couple lines I could write down right now. And then as soon as I open my phone, I'm like, oh, look at that. Like that's a song.
I'm curious if like we had this conversation with the more quiet type artists, such as like novelists, who they don't perform their craft.
Yeah,
It's all read. Like this would be a very different conversation. I could be wrong, but like I mean, I just think they're just like the type of people that need the quiet, whereas like more performative artists kind of need sound, some sort of stimulant.
I guess it depends on what I'm writing. Like if I already have an idea in my mind, then I might just write it wherever I am. But that usually ends up being like at my house or something. Like on my way home, I thought of an idea, I wrote it down, and then I worked on it when I got home. Or I was on my lunch break or something, so I was just sitting somewhere at work and writing it. So that's happened before. But if I already have a concept in mind, like if I was writing a story, like a novelist would write, then I could probably go to a park and write more of my story. But that's because my concept is down, my character is already built. I'm not like sitting in the park being like, what am I going to write a story about? And what's the character going to be? Like that to me would be a little bit difficult. But if I already had that basis down, then I could probably continue writing the story in the park. But like I do find like, I don't know, like being around people or like a, downtown bustling type of area, like is inspiring to some degree, but it can be distracting depending on what you're doing.
Yeah, like, me personally, I like to just sit really in silence, but I like to be in nature too. But I have heard about a lot of writers, and they say they like to write in public spaces, kind of for what Jody's saying, but also because of like Starbucks or like whatever. They like to have a coffee or even in a bar. They like to be in a place and then have people around them and then just like be in a world, but have that going on. And apparently that's like a common thing, even for people writing essays. Some people like to write in the bar. I don't think I could ever do that. I'm like way too distracted to try to focus on something while being in a bar. No way.
Interesting.
I don't know if you could, but I don't think they could.
I've written songs in bars and coffee shops before because of the stimulation, but
Yeah.
like an essay, oh my god, I think I would go to a library. Like, I'd need quiet there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know if JJ Purple has any like personal insights into this or his writing. Do you ever write in parks, in bars? What do you do?
Um, yeah, sometimes I do that, but it's like not really music or a song or something. Like usually I'm just like um, sitting to like with like a guitar or something. Am I like crazy loud?
No,
No,
I think.
sound
No,
great.
it's okay.
normal.
Cool. Sometimes I'll write on my phone and make notes, but that's more like a writing prompt or like an exercise, not necessarily like maybe could be used later, but like I don't really. Sometimes it's just a note, like open up the notepad, jot something down. Um, yeah.
Cool. And like, hey, you're next, so I just wanted to like segue you into your set.
Excellent segue, Maria. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a new interface, so I want to try it out.
It sounds good. So far, it's like clean.
Cool. So I love this theme also about the fast songs like quickly wrote. So I'll just play. This is probably one of the faster ones that I've done. So that
Okay.
song was more of like a guitar idea first, and then I just had that looped, and then it just was like every verse was kind of bam, just write it out.
Cool. Okay, I think just turn down your guitar a bit. We just can't hear your vocals.
At all?
Hardly.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I don't know where your mic is. Like, I think
Let
it's
me
just the
try.
position of your mic or something like that. Because, yeah, your guitar is really loud, and that's what we're mostly hearing.
Okay, if I talk now, can you hear?
We can hear you even when you're talking before, but it's once you play guitar, it's like the voice is buried underneath the guitar. So I would just play for like
Oh, I
5 seconds and we'll do a test.
Okay, let me try.
Yeah.
How about now?
Play and sing at the same time. That's how we'll know. It's better, but I think the guitar is still too loud.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's probably because you don't really yell. You're not like a screaming singer. You're like a pop.
Test, test, test.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Sing a little bit.
La 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 la.
Better. Yeah.
Yeah, I have this new interface and it's weird. It's like there's software to it. So, is my voice louder now?
Yes.
Much louder? Yeah. So it's weird. I'm just getting used to it.
It's not your fault. Everyone has to kind of like sound check and figure it out because Zoom is a challenge.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, that song, I think I played that many times here before, so you guys know the score with that one. The next song, this one I wrote pretty quick. So I'm just gonna play it and see how it goes. It's not fair, I can't bear to listen to it. I'll just talk up all the ways we use it. I'll just talk up all the artist is. It's something else, it's something else, it's something else. Hold that plan away from me now and steam my soul a quarter up now. And na 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 na, I can see much else, much else. It's not like I can write a letter to it. I'll just chalk up all the things we're losing. I'll just chalk up all the artists. We're something else, we're something else, we're something else. Subscriptions. Hold that plan away from me now and stream my soul a quarter up now. And na 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 na, can I say much else, much else?
So Scott, what's fast for you for writing?
I'm not really fast, but sometimes I can do it quick, like just like an hour or two in a sitting. But I feel like I lean way more that it's easier for me to write like music and guitar chords and structures and things like that than writing a song. But it's really fun to just try and do it. And sometimes it'll take a really long time and take tweaks or whatever. Yeah, those last two were like one sitting,
Ooh.
like my fastest one.
Oh, actually, okay. How about this? Like, how long does it take for you to get a song stage ready?
Hey, Damon. I I just play. Like I just try to play. Like I don't really. It's kind of like I'm just gonna go for it and cross my fingers.
Wow.
Jody, I'm pretty sure you overthink everything.
Yeah, I'm thinking. I comparatively to you guys, I'm like, holy shit.
Like, dude, when I wrote the
Wow.
song, like, the first time I went to Relish, the first time I showed up at Relish, I played a song I wrote 5 hours prior to showing up to the bar and played it with a band of people I did not know. You overthink things.
Yeah, I think I do. Oh my god.
Yeah, I wrote a
didn't
song
know.
earlier that day, showed up to a bar where I knew nobody, and played with a band I did not know, with a song that I did not know.
Yeah, that's sweet. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah, you overthink it, Jody.
Yeah, definitely.
wow.
That sounds more like a jam session, you know?
Sorry, my settings went all crazy again. Ooh. Yeah, so I have another song, I guess. Is this guitar really loud?
Now it's gotten loud again. Yeah.
Yeah, it went berserk.
Weird, eh?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Good time.
Yeah. Okay, so this one, I feel like I did take some time to write it. I feel like I did take some time to write. Ooh.
You might want to
Technical.
just do a quick test, like 5 seconds, like we did last time, because you might have to readjust the guitar again.
Guitar loud?
Seems a bit loud, but I mean, it's because what you're singing is kind of like plenty.
Yeah, yeah. It's weird. I have a DI guitar and
Yeah.
then I have a mic, but then based on my volume, this is just adjusting for some
You
reason.
mean in Zoom?
No.
Oh.
With I'm using this interface, it's like total mix, and now it got really loud.
Yeah, now it's really quiet again.
Wow. That's so
Now
weird.
it's super
I wish-
quiet.
Oh wow. Okay, is this better? That's
Yeah.
one.
That sounds better.
Wow, this is so interesting. Oh wow. Yeah, so I had my two things linked stereo.
Okay.
So they're adjusting. Literally, I have no idea. Okay, well, I'll just keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah. So yeah, this song I feel like I wrote pretty quick. And I'm just gonna really kill out. I might kill out my guitar. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go for it. It's called Go Somewhere. Well, you know where you want to go. All the time that we wasted, I was facing you and had to let it show. So baby, I didn't want to go. So yeah, that one's kind of old, but yeah, semi quick.
What's semi?
Let me think. I feel like it was like maybe like a week, and then it was like refined really quickly for like recording it. Like we were like in the studio, and it was like, okay, I have this like work in progress one that we need to finish right now, and then it was like wrapped up really quick. So
Yeah, and Shorty brought up a good point about like production can also be quick. That could be something that was like produced and recorded quickly.
oh yeah,
I mean, that's another way of thinking of it.
yeah, that's definitely a whole other point to bring up too. Like doing that is like, yeah, I feel like it can get really heady with that, or like how you figure that out. And then I wanted to play a cover. I think it's the artist. It's like a country artist called Graham Parsons, and yeah, I wanted to learn it for tonight. So I might end my set with that. Oh. Who? I don't really know who they are. Oh.
No, I just said cool.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna give this a go. You may be sweet and nice, but that won't keep you warm at night. 'Cause I'm the one who showed you how to do the things you're doing now. He may feel all your charms. He may hold you in his arms, but I'm the one who let you in. I was right beside you then. Once upon a time, you made me feel you deep inside, and nobody knew, nobody saw. Do you remember the way you cried? I'm your toy, I'm your whole boy. But I don't want no one but you to love me. No, I wouldn't lie. You know I'm not that type of guy. Once upon a time, you let me feel you deep inside, and nobody knew, nobody saw. Do you remember the way you cried? I'm your toy, I'm your boy. But I don't want no one but you to love me. No, I wouldn't lie. You know I'm not that type of guy. Thank you.
was an original?
No,
That was the cover.
that was the cover.
I thought you were saying there's one more and then the cover you're gonna it off.
No, that I just went right for the cover.
You skipped the other one.
Well, yeah.
Would you still consider doing the other one?
Yeah, for sure.
Do it.
Uh,
Yeah, go for it.
sure, thanks.
You're welcome.
As long as I'm not intruding.
No, hey, we kind of were a little bit slow today and we all, like, took our time, so I feel like you gotta have the same. Just play your songs. Don't feel like you're holding anyone up. Don't worry.
That's so sweet, Maria. Thank you.
You're welcome. We want to hear you. We love your music.
Yeah, so the theme was fast written, which I think is an awesome theme. So I really have to think there for my other one. What was it gonna be? Okay, I'm gonna do. This one is like an ode to one of my first cars that I learned how to drive on, a Pontiac Sunfire. So. Free yourself, wasting the damn day. Free up the places you want to go. In the next town, I'm moving out there, on to the next and beyond. But Sunfire, trading the heart, stealing myself is what you do. For the caravan, only the second one you've ever had. Feeling myself, slowly but surely, the things that I like, now I like for life. All the way down, driving a new truck, take me really far. But Sunfire, breaking my heart, still inside, is what you do. For the caravan, it's only the second one you've ever had. That's what we have. Thanks so much for having me.
Did you have original sound on?
Original sound.
Yeah.
Is that a Zoom setting?
Yeah.
Let me check.
I know it's like a pain.
The weird thing with that song is the first part, it sounded awesome. Then I think around the second chorus, it got really quiet.
Yeah. I'm using a new interface, which I really like, but it keeps doing this auto adjust, and I don't know why. I just plugged it in right before. I think it's getting louder.
Yeah.
I plugged it in right before doing this, which is probably, I should have maybe learned it before, but yeah, very strange.
Overthinking would have helped you there.
There is a check mark here, though.
Yes.
In settings, it says automatically adjust microphone volume.
Yes.
Oh,
so
you don't do that.
So that might have been really taking my whole set for a ride.
Only
that's
in the
all
last
fine.
song. The rest
nice.
was fine. The first song we couldn't hear your voice. The last song it just got quiet. Other than that, it was solid.
Well,
Yes.
thanks so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. And don't worry, this is the place. Test it out, and
Yeah.
it still sounded good. Don't worry, it was awesome. And yeah, I can relate to that Pontiac Sunfire story. I just wrote like a whole comment here about like, yeah, I don't know about your Pontiac Sunfire. If you ever had any problems, or why did you get rid of it?
Like my brother had a car accident with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So a horrible crash, like cement truck and Sunfire. Like it was a complete write off. But he was like unscathed.
Yeah, I was say your brother was fine. That's the silver lining.
It was, yeah. It really was. It's crazy.
Good. Okay. It's a happy ending. Everyone.
Happy. Oh, of course, yeah.
Just not for the Sunfire.
No, R.I.P.
Exactly. All right. Well, hey.
That was a very concrete description of what happened.
Boom!
Yeah, good one. All right. Up next, we have Damon. So I'm going to switch it over to you and go for it.
Yay! Okay. Yeah. Just have to make sure that my frame thing on the Zoom was lighting up. Oh man. Songs that were written quickly. Huh. I don't usually play songs that I write, but let's see that. Let's see. How do I play that? I think that's like the quickest song that I wrote, like musically. Like it's only like a few parts, like 3 different parts, but they're just like an amalgamation of what I knew at the time. So, so like musically, that was the quickest thing that I wrote. But it was I forget the lyrics now.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if it was an instrumental, and I was like, oh, okay, it's an instrumental piece. But
Yeah, I just remember like the music part of it because I didn't sing that song. It was a song from a band for like Band Wars, and we just wrote like a flurry of songs. And we were just like, we just need a bunch of songs to fill half an hour. And this was like what, 20 years ago. So anyway, I think that was a song that is probably the quickest that I wrote of the limited number of songs that I wrote. But today I've been picking up a few other songs, and I'm still learning them, but. So that's like a Bruno Mars thing. I don't know. I feel like just playing like instrumental stuff that I've been learning, but of course I got to learn all the lyrics to it. That's it's 2 chords. Tennessee Whiskey. What else? What else have I learned recently? Hmm. Let me think. There are a few other songs, but now I forget them. Maybe when I get more familiar with them.
And you could also interpret it as like a song you learn to play quickly. Like, you know what I mean? You can kind
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I was just thinking, oh, what did I learn today? Yeah, work in progress.
yeah.
Hmm. But here's another work in progress. Olha que coisa mais linda, mais cheia de graça. É ela, menina, que vem e que passa num doce balanço, caminho do mar. Moça do corpo dourado de Sota Ipanema, o seu balançado é mais poema, é a coisa mais linda que já vi passar. Oh shit, wrong key. Porque estou tão sozinho. Porque tudo é tão triste. A beleza que existe. A beleza que não é só minha, que também passa sozinha. Se ela soubesse que quando ela passa, o mundo sorrindo se enche de graça e fica mais lindo por causa do amor. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta work on that a little bit. It's funny enough, ironically enough, I have to work on like the English part because I don't have the English part memorized. I remember the Portuguese part, and I don't speak Portuguese at all. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll get to it. But let's see. What else? I'm just gonna play like a smorgasbord of stuff until I'm just like, I don't know. Until I need to get another drink. I'm almost done this. Okay. Actually, I wanna maybe I'll play one of my friend's songs. Yeah. Here's one of those songs that my friends wrote, back in grade 10, like freaking 25 years ago. Sometimes I just don't know why I just can't say goodbye. Sometimes I just can't explain what's going through my mind. Sometimes I wish I could find another way to get all alone while I'm by myself. I wither and die. Time goes by, time goes by, and people change, and people change. I don't want to say goodbye. Down the path and past the trees, I lay down to rest my head, all alone while I'm by myself. I wither and die. Time goes by, time goes by, and people change, and people change. I don't want to say goodbye. Time goes by, time goes by, and people change, and people change. I don't want to say goodbye. Yeah.
I felt the 90s on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
We
sorry.
were pretty
Or was
angsty.
it the 80s?
No, 90s. I was in high school in the 90s. I mean, I'm old, but I'm not that old.
It has like Incubus kind of vibes. I can hear.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
A lot of my friends were. I was surrounded by a lot of great people back then. Yeah. I was very lucky, I thought. And so they were my inspiration back then. Let's see. Oh, okay. Random song that's just not related to anything tonight, but I haven't played it in a while. So I just remember that I sort of can play it. So I'm like, okay, sure, why not? Yeah. So, Chili Peppers. I am a man from the north, ready to friends come and go. She was a girl, soft on the strange. You know me. Shit, I forgot the lyrics. Feel so good, they feel holiday. Listen until you feel the blue breaking the girl. Feel like you know home. We kissed so clever, but now you must see you're breaking the girl. I made my walls away. She was a girl left alone, feeling of need to make me a home. Along the road and wide, twine alone and around, twisting and turning your feet to breaking the girl. Feeling you know. Think you're so clever, but now you must say you're breaking the girl. He loves no one else. Twisting and turning your things so dirty, you're breaking the girl. Didn't you know? Think you're so clever, but now you're silly, breaking the girl. There's no one. Maybe that's another song that I should learn. Afroman. Because I got high.
Can you do it?
No, I don't know it.
I haven't really seen too many people cover that song, even though like everyone knows it.
It's a fun song.
Yeah.
It feels like a fun song, you know?
Yeah.
Although it's like mostly like the beats rather than, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the voice.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Of course. When you're singing along.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do I have any more time or next?
Yeah.
Or I don't know, whatever.
You got time for another.
Okay, sure. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really remember the lyrics for that one. Eh.
Wasn't it whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there.
Yeah, something like that.
Incubus, yeah.
Yeah.
You were playing it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I just don't remember the lyrics. Lyrics are always something that I have a problem with. I'm like, I don't remember it. You know.
Me too.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's hard.
It's like. Sometimes I feel the fear of uncertainty staying clear. And then I forget like what goes where. Like if I had like one word, I'm like, oh, maybe that goes next. You know, like I forget the order. I always mix up the order. it's like, oh, I sing like the second verse, like in the first verse, and I'm like, oh.
That's okay.
Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there with open arms and open eyes, yeah. Whatever tomorrow brings, I'll be there. I'll be there. I can't really think of anything to play tonight, but you know, it's nice to listen. I'll just pass on the ton because I can't think of anything right
You
now.
have so many songs, so.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm like, I don't know what to play. Okay.
Hey.
Anyway, next. Thank you.
Thank you for playing, Damon. And hey, you can brainstorm and we'll come back to you anyway. So, Drago, if you're ready, I'm gonna put you on here. Awesome. He looks ready.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. How are you doing?
Great.
You look good with the long hair.
Oh, thank you. Huh. How are you doing? Do you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you good.
You don't?
You're good.
I'm good?
Yep.
Okay. A sound check first. So listen. So what do you think?
We can hear you.
Too loud?
I don't think so. I don't know what you guys think.
Good enough, huh?
It sounds pretty
okay.
good.
Your level.
Good. So
Or
it's a
go ahead.
special evening. I'm going to play something that I don't play very frequently. So look and listen. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is true. Yes, I admit that I'm a fool for you. Because you're mine, I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I'll keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I know proves that it's right. Because you're mine, I walk the line. You got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Because you're mine, I walk the line. Thanks. So the second song would also be a folk song by a famous singer. His name is Leadbelly, but this song was made famous in contemporary times by Nirvana. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun will never shine. I would shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun will never shine, I would shiver the whole night through. Husband was a software developer just one subway stop from here. His head was found in a driving wheel, but his body never was found. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun will never shine, I would shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun will never shine, I would shiver the whole night through. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me, where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun will never shine, I would shiver the whole night through. My girl, where will you go? I'm going where the cold wind blows. In the pines, where the sun will never shine, I would shiver the whole night through. Yeah.
Drago,
Yes.
is your kazoo green?
Yes.
It's blending in with the background.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I know.
cool.
Yeah.
You look magical.
It touched my soul. Wonderful. Okay. What next? I can play one more song, so do you want some of my songs or you want some cover?
Well, the theme was a song that you wrote really quickly, if you have something like that.
Yeah, and you probably have time for 2 more if you want to. Optional.
The song I wrote very quickly. Interesting. Okay. You kiss me when you hug me, I've got chills all over my body. When you kiss me, when you hug me, I've got chills all over my body. Oh Nina Nina Nina, I will make you smile. Oh Nina Nina Nina, and you'll be all mine. Oh Nina Nina Nina, I will make you smile. Oh Nina Nina Nina, and you'll be all mine. You're as cool can be when you twist and dance around me. You're as cool can be when you put your arms around me. Oh Nina Nina Nina, I will make you smile. Oh Nina Nina Nina, and you'll be all mine. Oh Nina Nina Nina, I will make you smile. Oh Nina Nina Nina, and you'll be all mine. Please don't leave me. I will cry if you don't forgive me. Please don't leave me, please don't leave me. I will cry if you don't forgive me. Oh Nina Nina Nina, please don't make me cry. Oh Nina Nina Nina, why don't you make me smile? Oh Nina Nina Nina, please don't make me cry. Oh Nina Nina Nina, why don't you make me smile? Oh Nina Nina Nina, I will make you smile. Oh Nina Nina Nina, and you'll be all mine. Oh Nina Nina Nina, I will make you smile. Oh Nina Nina Nina, and you'll be all mine. That's it. And now, and you hear you see the video for that song behind my back. So if you go to anywhere and type "No Love in Mississauga Invasion," you will find this video. So go and look. It had like around 11,000 views. For now, I have no idea why, but you can go ahead and check. Okay. If I now remember how to play it, and I need to tune up a bit. This previous song, you know, was very hard on the guitar. Say aman, come on. Say aman, come on. Say aman, come on. Say aman. Between high rise and suburbs, I'm glad that we have met. Don't tell me you love me before you get consent. All the people around us are singing out of tune. I'll tell you I love you, it's never too soon. Say aman, come on. Say aman, come on. Say aman, come on. Say aman. There's no light in Mississauga. There's no life in Mississauga. There's no us in Mississauga. There's no love in Mississauga. Come on, say aman, come on, say aman, come on, say aman, come on, say aman. There's no light in Mississauga. There's no life in Mississauga. There's no us in Mississauga. There's no love in
That's it. Let me switch off all of these reverbs. We don't need them anymore. And
So
that's
how
it.
long did those ones take for you to write?
What did you say?
Approximately how long did those take to write?
To write? Not really very long. You know, like how I make songs. You know, I just play something, right? And I could play 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 3 hours, right? But then it flips, right? 3 seconds and I start playing something, right? This is how I usually come up with something. So I don't know, it was maybe everything, like, you know, was the entire idea was 15 minutes, but you cannot, you know, isolate it. It's just came up. So, but it's logical, you know. I live in Mississauga. I moved from Etobicoke. It was awful, especially in the first like 2 years. Terrible, you know, like coming. For me, it was more shocking to come from Serbia, from Toronto to Mississauga, than to move from Serbia to Toronto, because, you know, I'm coming from urban area, where I have, you know, like high-rise buildings. I have, you know, like shops, small stores. Everything is walkable. You can go outside, buy something, come like home on your feet. And then here in Mississauga, there's nothing, you know, like you jump into the car, you go to plaza, from one plaza you go to a shopping mall, nothing in between, right, to wire this. And this was something that was for me, you know, like shocking. But now it's better, you know, now I got used to this, and I prefer now being here during COVID than being, you know, like in this congested streets of Toronto.
Mm,
How
yeah,
about you?
that song hits deep for me because, like, I am in Nowheresville, Mississauga, like near Brampton,
Yeah,
and like there's a bridge nearby on the 401. If you do a 360, literally nothing, and that's
yeah.
why it's like that lyric. There's no life in Mississauga is
Huh.
just, oh, that hurts.
Yeah.
But man, 15 minutes? Holy crap, that's insane.
I mean, I don't know for sure, right? I know that it was, like just it came up, right? Because, I was thinking about this. It's not that, like I was writing a song, but like I had these thoughts in my head, like about Mississauga, about, like this and that, and, that's
Yeah.
that's the point.
Like all night we were talking about people's writing methods and how long it takes, and we have come to the conclusion that I massively overthink all my songwriting. Cuz everyone's like hour, 30 minutes, 2 hours. I'm like at least 4.
But like Jory, what is important? What is writing the song and what is like writing arrangement of the song, right? So one thing is you have this idea that is the main thing in the song. And then you need to sit down and you need to figure out how your guitar is going. If you want to make it for a band, you need to figure out how like bass is going to play. What are you going to do with the drums? What would be the style? Are you going to go like rock, or you're going to go folk, or like dance, whatever is your genre, right? So you need to figure out a lot of things.
Yeah.
But I don't call this songwriting, because like your main idea is a minute of inspiration, right? And then you can build on this basically, and you can build on this for 15 minutes, or you can build on this for 15 years. This is how I see it.
And I wanted to ask you, Drago, were all of the people who were filmed from this video, are all of these locations in Mississauga?
No.
Okay, because I thought I recognized the Royal Botanical Gardens in Burlington, and I was like, that's not Mississauga.
No. So this is on the roof, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is where my friend Andres lives.
Oh.
So we were not able to trick you, right? But it was a beautiful day. I visited him. We went up on his roof, and it was, beautiful. And it was, before some, storm started. So the sky was like really nice.
But also, we're like, there's like a path with
Yeah.
wood, and I thought it's where you filmed, and I thought that was Royal Botanical Gardens. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's in Mississauga.
Oh, no. This is another amazing place. This was shot on the Peely Island.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty far away, but that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Like we were walking around, unable to go anywhere else but somewhere local. And then we figure out to go, like I went with my family to the Peely Island, and then you have this, peninsula, which is basically the southmost point of Canada. And it's beautiful, you have cactus over there, like it's palm trees, like you wouldn't believe.
Wow. Yeah, I've never been there, but my brother's like, you have to go to Peely Island or whatever, and it's
Yeah.
a totally different ecosystem.
Yeah, it's like 3 hours driving from Mississauga. You don't need to like catch the ferry, and you need to book the ferry. It's like crazy inexpensive. It's like $25 to cross with the car, right? But you need to call in advance, and then when you get there, you have only from 11 to 5 p.m. to stay on the island, unless you find a place to stay overnight, right? And then you have the ferry, unless also you want to sleep somewhere, like
In your car.
in your car. Yeah, I mean, but I even don't know if they would allow you to do this, right?
Well, that's cool.
So, yeah.
Interesting. All right. Thank you so much, Drago. That was awesome to see your songs and to hear a little bit about your process and this video.
Yeah. Thanks, Maria. Like it's amazing that you have energy for making this open mic, and I'm looking forward And if you need some help, you know, like I cannot, the point is I cannot commit too much in organizing something like this.
Yeah.
Though I admire what you are doing. And if you need any help, you know, some of us probably would volunteer to do bits
Yeah.
and pieces, right? To book some room or to, you know, like bring this or that amp or something. Like if you like this, if I were you, which I am not, you know, and it's not the time, you know, like putting hot potatoes in your arms, right? But
Right.
I mean, like it's beautiful, and it would be pity if somebody like doesn't use this good vibe to make something after this is over.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
would come definitely, right?
yeah. And like, I'd love to do it, but I think that we're gonna be in this quarantine for a while. I don't think it's just gonna disappear. I don't think that it's, I mean, I wish, but I don't
Well,
think
you know, I believe by the end of the summer it will be over, right? Like when
I don't know.
55, 60% of people get vaccinated, like I believe we will be okay. Look,
Well,
Israel, look, New Zealand,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm
But
skeptical.
why do you think that it will last longer? Now you are worrying me. What is happening? What do you
Well,
know something that I don't?
I mean, I heard that, I mean, the university is probably, they're going to try to do in person, but I don't think they're going to go in person in September. And I
Yeah.
mean, even though you're vaccinated, if it was like a safety thing, like, okay, we're totally immune, then you'd be able to go out without a mask.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is you have to wear a mask, you have to keep your distance. So what's the vaccine? It's not really creating an immunity. It's just a minimization or a deduction of the effect.
Yeah,
And with all
that's, you know,
the
that's a question.
mutations,
Yeah.
with all the mutations, that's not even covered by the current vaccines anyways. So like the longer it's taking for people to get vaccinated, and meanwhile the virus is now mutating into other strands of things, the vaccine that they made last year no longer covers whatever new mutations have been, you know, going around in the last 6 months or something like that. So then they'll have to start all over. And meanwhile, even if you are vaccinated, apparently you're still a carrier. So that you could still be carrying it to other people who are not vaccinated, and you're not going to force everybody to get vaccinated because 30% of the population does not want to get vaccinated.
No.
Yeah, so you know, then people needs to get used to it. You know, if you want to find a date somewhere, you find a date, and then you both go to quarantine for 15 days, and then you have like a date, right?
I
And
mean,
if everything works out, you need to figure everything very good, you know, because you cannot have too many tries, right? Like every time you would need to make 15 days or more of space. So
it's
be
crazy.
careful, people.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you think you'll ever open up orgies again?
What?
You mean like Oasis Aqua Lounge?
You know, orgies. Do you think
Oh,
you'll ever
yeah,
open
yeah.
up
Okay,
again?
yeah. You mean I mean it could they could done this they could do this probably, you know, like these hockey clubs, right? Like they are in quarantine together, and they could keep on going like for a couple of weeks, you know, as long
You,
as they are together,
you know what I
they are
miss?
fine. Huh?
I miss buffets.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, all you can
Yeah.
eat.
I miss buffets.
Oh
Oh,
my
but
god.
with that said, there's actually a sushi / dim sum place downtown
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
and they're trying to do like a drive-through all you can eat. So you get like a QR
Wow,
code. You get
wow.
a
How
QR
that
code
would
that
work?
they scan, and then
Yeah?
they you order, and then they deliver the food out to your car.
Oh, where's that?
Yeah.
Somewhere in Toronto,
Oh
Mississauga,
shit!
where?
Yeah, it's Toronto. Toronto.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
don't remember the name, but it's you probably find it on like I don't know Blog.to or something
Oh,
like that.
But
that's
now you
awesome.
have a car in Toronto?
You have to have a car.
Well, you can do like car sharing. You can do car sharing. Oh, I'm gonna book a car for like 2 hours
But think about it.
for buffet purposes.
You can have
Can
like,
I pull up on my longboard and do like a drive-through longboard
Right?
situation?
And like, what if you have like 8 people in your car and you're like, I want all you can eat, and like everyone in your car is just like more, more, more. You know, like, are they really gonna eat?
It's still like so much for per person, right? So you're still paying per person, but
But I mean,
you know,
are they living in your car?
So wait a
Huh?
minute. You can
If it's a
hide
clown
someone in
car.
the trunk
Yeah.
and get a discount.
Yes.
The roof rack.
Hey,
Oh shit.
But
great.
yeah, you know, Drago, I wish it was so easy to say, hey, on this date at this time it's over. But I think it's, you know, originally people thought, oh, it's only 2 months in like last March, and you know how long it's dragged on already, and it's kind of like I don't think it's gonna end that easily. I wish, but it's hard.
Based on how they opened things up for like half a week and then closed again because the cases went up immediately, that tells me this isn't going away in the summer. Like, they're gonna definitely open stuff up in the summer because that's just what they're gonna do, and they can't even force people to stay inside. But it's definitely not going away. And as long as the schools are open, like, there's always gonna be that problem. And unless they did a hard lockdown of everything, like, that's why New Zealand got rid of it, is because they actually locked down. I mean, like, supermarkets are closed. Like, they don't do that in Toronto, and that would be very difficult to enforce. You would have to close down the TTC, every single grocery store, and everything, and actually have people stay home for like a month to get rid of it in Toronto, and that's not going to be enforced. How are they going to enforce that? Like,
Yeah. They need
that's
money.
impossible. There's too many people. That
Well,
you would need to
the
have
government isn't going to fund that in
exactly.
the first place. If they funded us to stay home,
No.
that's a totally different story.
But
If they
it's not even
paid
just
us
about
to stay
funding.
home.
Could you imagine if they said right now, hey, next week Toronto's going to be locked down and all the stores will be closed for a month? Can you imagine the panic that would happen? Everyone going to the grocery store and shooting each other over toilet paper and canned food? Like, that would be a disaster. They couldn't do that. They would have to have it planned out for months in advance.
Yeah, for sure.
On June 1st, everything is closed, which means you have until now, like from now until June 1st, to figure out your situation, and you can only come to the grocery store once a week, and you can only get X rations of things. You can't just buy the whole store when you're there. You're gonna have to go every single week and like stock up on stuff that you'll need from June 1st till July 1st because everything's gonna be closed. That's what they'd have to do. How would you possibly enforce that? And who's gonna pay for that?
I don't know. And
Yeah, if the government's not going to pay for that, then you know it's
No.
a moot point.
No.
You
And,
know,
like,
like if the
Canada-
government isn't going to support us to stay home,
no.
Yeah.
then we're just going to do whatever the fuck we want.
And Canada is like allowing international travel. This is like one of the most like I don't get it. And they were encouraging people to go on vacation in April. Like they were saying buy your tickets, get ready, and now they lock down. So it's like for me it's all money. It's just business.
They're indecisive. Yeah, they don't know what they want to do.
That's it.
It's so
You know,
frustrating.
guys, are you all were you all born in Canada or outside of Canada?
In Canada.
So
In
you know, like
Canada.
I'm coming from Serbia. You know, it's not like the third world country, but it's not nearly as rich as Canada, right? Serbia has GDP per capita that is 6 times less than Canada, and there they vaccinated 50% of the population, right? And they purchased Chinese vaccines, Russian vaccines, Moderna, Pfizer, and AstraZeneca. So you just go to the website, you type in, you know, like your some equivalent of your social security number, down what vaccine you want to have, right? And you know, like they're 6 times at least, let me tell you, like maybe 30 times less, right? So it's like country with lot less resources. So like it's a question for our politicians, right? How that's even possible, right? Because we could at
Yeah.
least be like shoulder to shoulder with the states, right? If not
The
with
sad part
Israel.
is that now it's become political rather than science based. It's all
Yeah.
political now. It's people
Everything.
are it's very
From the very
political, and
beginning.
that's sad.
from the very beginning it was political. This is sad, right? Because
Yeah.
you know, like
It
this,
should be science. It should be like
yeah,
we should lock down. The government should support us, pay us to stay home,
yeah,
hard lockdown, and we
yeah.
would have been done
But
this in 2 months.
And like I
But it's
would
no.
have been able
In
to
the other
stay
it's
in
all
the
words,
about
ground.
money, though. Yeah,
yeah,
it's all about the economy. They didn't want to shut that down. If they would have shut it down, but the fact that they didn't do that, now it's a year and counting, and it's still not going away. And now it's worse
Yeah.
because now there's mutations of it, and like how many people have died from it now. It's like, dude, you could have prevented that. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like the short term and long term sort of views, and
yeah, yeah,
we
they
took the
definitely were
short term
thinking
view.
very short term by
Yeah, we
like
took the
not.
short term in
Yeah,
policy.
yeah, they
Yeah,
didn't take it
it's
seriously enough.
it's not good, but yeah, and it doesn't help that we live right next to the states.
well, you know,
Not to blame them or anything, but it doesn't
yeah,
help.
I mean, there is another thing, you know, like US is a very rich country. You have a very like powerful
They're
power,
the richest.
brain power over there, right? Brain power. You have a lot of scientists, you have a lot of investment, and you have a lot of variety, right? Because of this, you know, you don't have a government institution that is responsible for all of the like scientific research, right? You have multiple very rich companies, and all of them simultaneously were very supported, and all of them came up with some solutions, right? And this is like really a good opportunity, right? And we were participating here, but I've heard that the government a couple of years ago, they were like, correct me if I am wrong, but I've heard that they just refused to finance some factory that would produce vaccines, and that could have been used now, and it didn't, because they didn't pay back then when they were offered to do. I believe that was even a local Canadian company that was producing these vaccines.
Yeah, for some reason in US they had Johnson and Johnson, and they produced it internally, right? That's how they got the majority of their citizens
Yeah,
vaccinated, I
yeah,
assume.
yeah,
And yeah, you're right. There are several companies in Canada, and the government said, no, we're not going to support you, and we're not going to finance the
yeah,
making of the
yeah,
vaccine in Canada. And I think this is a huge mistake. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
doesn't make
yeah,
sense.
yeah. You know, and we are, whoever works, it's our money, right? So we are paying for so many stupid things, like you know, not to. I'm a big how to put this, like I'm very like against any kind of military involvements anywhere, like, but we are spending so much money on this, and we are not spending money on health, right? This is like, for me, but it's not for open mic. We could go somewhere like or you know, also you are recording this, so maybe I shouldn't speak too much.
We've all said too much. Oh no.
Yeah.
Who's really going to go through this and like hunt us down? I don't
Right.
think we're saying
I know,
anything
right?
like that.
It doesn't matter.
This was all
I feel like it.
CP26.
Yeah, I feel like it's pretty common sense that, you know, if the government supported us, we could have been over this easily. Like, you know, New Zealand, like whatever other countries
Israel.
who were successful. Yeah, Israel. You know, if they
Yeah.
funded us in a proper way
Yeah.
and implemented policies that were, you know, for more control over like the expanding cloud of viral
Yeah.
particles, then we would have been in a better place. Like, you know, like we wouldn't have been so lax and half-assed about the policies that we have been implementing. And it's, you know, it's sad, but we got to live with the results.
Yeah.
These are the consequences of the results of the government policies, and you know,
I feel like there was like
we
a moment.
haven't been listening to the scientists, and that's all.
I feel like there's a moment where like maybe we were going down that route. I feel like it was like before the summer or something, and before like they had finished schools and stuff like right away, and then yeah, they just really let it go for sure. And then it was just like, oh.
Yeah, I feel like we were resting on our laurels. Like we were like comparing ourselves to the States. We're like, oh yeah, we're better than the States. No,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
we
like compared to there's a lot of countries like Canada overall is in the middle, but when you look at countries that actually did really well handling the virus, like Canada could have done a lot better. Like
yep.
one that's really surprising is Japan.
Yeah.
The Japan death rate, last I checked, which was like a couple months ago, was like 5,000. Consider the size of the country and the population. Canada should be ashamed of itself.
Yep.
Also, Philippines did better.
Really?
Oh,
Philippines,
nice.
yeah.
Wow.
So what they did in Philippines was a hard lockdown, and only one member of the family could go do groceries, and they had a card. They actually had a
Mm.
card for it, like that says, "I'm the one person who can leave this household."
Yeah,
So
that wouldn't fly in like fucking individualism and
yes,
freedom loving North America.
there's a criticism I have
You know,
against when certain cultures, Eastern side,
yeah,
is Eastern cultures in general are very more like do the best for the family and
community based.
community based. That means if it comes to sacrificing your own personal ambitions, dreams, and your own happiness, fuck yeah, you do it. I like Crazy Rich Asians was actually a really great depiction of what it's like to be in an Asian household. Like the mother, the matriarch of the family said something like, "You Westerners and your ambitions, all you care about is following your own dreams and not putting your elders first." And that's kind of the
Mm.
mentality in Philippines, especially. I can't speak for, the Chinese, Taiwanese. I can't speak for everyone, but from what I've seen in when I was in Philippines, that government is for the betterment of your family. People took it seriously.
You
Also,
listen
it kind of
because
yeah,
your family,
yeah,
your family is important. You know?
exactly. Is very
Yeah.
authoritarian. However, his authoritarian rule, his no nonsense approach to things, did keep the numbers down. Like,
Yeah.
and again, it's third world. It's a third world country,
Yeah.
and if I had to guess, also too, it's like third world mentality is like, yo, we gotta stick together each other, right? Like, oh, that house is the Gonzalez, oh, that house is the Sanchez's.
Yeah.
But they all understood and collectively were like, oh, we can't do this because we're already poor, we're already starving, we are already wearing hand-me-down clothes. And,
Yeah.
like, I mean, there's a lot of things I disagree about Eastern culture, but when you look at the numbers, like, they did a lot better. And, yeah, like,
Yeah, it's a lot like more family based and community based, and
yeah,
I I I also have criticisms about Western culture in that sense that we do concentrate too much on like individualism at the cost of the community, at the cost of the country, and I mean that also gets into like the whole nationalism debate. But with that said, at the end of the day, the numbers, you know, that's effective
Oh, I
in its only way.
I wouldn't draw any conclusions yet because
I
you
know.
can make observations now, but like I wouldn't say like I'm not gonna make a broad sweeping argument who did
It's
best.
it
But
might not, it might be like correlated in a
yeah,
way, but like it's not the cause. It might not necessarily be the cause, but
the
like
numbers are being counted in a specific way. And even in US, people are being
mm,
counted as COVID deaths and they didn't die from COVID. And this is the number one thing is how are these countries counting their COVID deaths? Are they reporting all of the actual deaths? What's considered a COVID death? And I
that's
think
why
that
I
too,
wouldn't make a
that
sweeping
too,
argument yet.
yeah,
Like
exactly,
that's
that
so
too.
I
true.
can't really say. And in US it was a lot of like I think everyone knows this, just like negligence on the part of the medical industry, and they were killing their own people just from people not knowing how to put in a ventilator, how to watch these patients. They were killing people. It wasn't COVID. It was like death by negligence. That's what
I
happened.
mean, when this is all over and people actually look back on this and more data is like analyzed and conclusions are made, we're gonna know a lot more of like how to do this better. But I think, just my guess, you could disagree, it will show that Western cultures in general, it we're very individualistic. That's just how it is. Like I read I think an essay critiquing the American Constitution, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness part basically gives you right to do whatever that makes you happy. Now that's a very gray area. Like, what if I like getting a lot of women pregnant and like having like all these bitches and now I'm happy? It's like, where's the collective like come togetherness of that line? The
That's
pursuit
the
of
moral
happiness.
thing. That
Sorry?
happens in Eastern cultures as well. That's not a Western specific thing.
This is just what the essay said. Like,
But they
I'm
think
just,
that's
it
wrong.
was critiquing that life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And again, like I'm not saying like um all Eastern cultures do the same thing too, but I do notice like when I'm on chat groups or stuff, like there's a lot of people who just think for themselves a lot, and often, yeah, they are like from the States, Canada, Britain, the Western.
It depends also on the local culture, right? Like when I was living in Europe, I thought, like, based on the Hollywood movies, that the states are one country, but the states are very different. One part is different than another. Like if you go to Seattle, it's different. Like from Florida, it's different. Like not to mention Midwest, and it's very very different. We cannot generalize. New York is
You're
one
right.
thing. Like I don't know. Some North Carolina is something completely different. You cannot even compare, right? And this is
You're right,
also
Kirko.
when you are talking about East. Depending on how far east probably you go, but where I'm coming from, this is also east of Europe, though it's not like east
Mm.
of the world. But
When
there,
when I say East, so
But
I'm
let him
thinking
finish,
more
Dirty.
culturally
Let
West
him
and
finish,
East.
Dirty.
So,
hmm?
sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so what I wanted to say, where I'm coming from, people are having this attitude, nobody is going to tell me what I'm going to do. So if they banned the masks, then everybody would wearing masks. Right now, when they say, okay, you have to wear masks, everybody is complaining, like, and nobody will do this because they just don't want anybody. And it's really connected to how people are thinking about the government, right? Because government over there is always something that imposing restrictions on individual rights and freedoms, and whatever they say, it's a good thing to oppose, right? And this is like pretty like it's not completely opposite, right? Like it's much different. Like bigger majority of people in Canada tend to follow the regulations, whatever government is saying, because like usually there is a history that government was in general friendly towards people and doing like the business in a way that would benefit the people, right? But if you are in the country where historically government was not doing this and where you have corruption, then people could have this attitude. And then not to mention these tendencies in the States and in Canada, where like I hope that this is minority, right? But these people, like some of them were attacking the capital. We have here in Canada also some groups that are doing this. So this is, like, but like I'm like biting my tongue, right? Because if I keep on talking, maybe it wouldn't be again for a public
Yeah,
place.
you're right. There's a sense of like anti-authoritarianism in North America and European societies, certain European countries, right? And there's a history behind that, and you're right. There's a reason to distrust government because of past events. There's a good reason. There's a good reason to do that. For some things, absolutely. But for public health, I think this actually makes sense to follow.
Of course,
That's
yeah.
That's the difference.
Cannot agree more. I cannot agree more.
But I do understand where this came from, and it's because we have a history of shit governments. In the past, and we've seen what happens to shitty governments when they abuse their power, and people get.
Should I stop the recordings, guys? Because I feel like I've just been sitting here and I wanted to ask, but it's just continuing. So I can just stop the recordings and then you guys can talk about whatever you want.
You should.
Okay.
You should have.
Great.
You should have done this long time ago.
Maria, they're gonna come after us.
No, they're not. But if I stop it, I can't.
Love you, Maria.
If I
let me bring my aluminum foil and put it on my head, and